Conducting a job search can be an intimidating process. If you have a history of engagement with the legal system, this process becomes even more challenging. This video summarizes some tools on the IPS website, ipsworks.org. We will be using information from the following materials: helping job seekers with legal history, hiring people with legal histories, employers' perspectives, and job seekers with legal history worksheet. All resources will be listed in the description below. The first thing you need to know is that there's hope in this situation. Many formerly incarcerated people find jobs, but some techniques work better than others in obtaining them. The way clients talk about their legal record can make a difference. We advise telling the truth up front. This puts the job seeker at ease after the air has been cleared, and it's easier to proceed with an interview knowing that the focus can shift to the purpose of the interview.
It was just a huge relief. I didn't care about, the felonies. It's like, man, I already had 2 at that time. I didn't care what's 5 more, 6 more, even 10 more gonna do. If I change my life, I don't really care how many felonies are on my record, because at the end of the day, my record is not what makes me me. But like I said, my background, anybody would usually write me off. I ended up coming here, filling out an app, got a call, hey, this is Rick at Rick's Auto. Would love to have you come in and do an interview. Came in, did an interview, up front and honest, looking right off the bat. I have a heck of a, past, told him what it was, the theft, and I knew I was a liability to people. I'm not looking for a handout. I will show you how hard I work and what you think I'm worth. At the end of the day, that is on you.
If you're an employment specialist, take an opportunity to work with your clients before each interview. You can use the Worksheet for Job Seekers with Legal Histories document shown here and linked below. It sounds simple, so how do we know this is a good approach? The Employer Perspectives document shown here and linked below explains it all. In 2009, 128 employers were surveyed. These employers were chosen because they had knowingly hired a person with a felony. As part of this survey, they found that the most common reasons that the person was hired were the person had the qualifications to do the job, the person presented well in an interview, and the employer believed that the person had changed.
From the time he started, he was open, honest. He wasn't hiding nothing. And one of the best things that got me, he said, look, I don't know everything. I need help, but I'm willing to learn. And, I want my life on the right track. And something, you don't get that with everybody. So I'll give you an opportunity. And one of the best things I ever did. I knew he was being honest with me, and I knew he was being straight up. And he come to work from day one. He's works every day. He's not late. So my advice to people, sometimes you got to give people a second chance.
This is why we recommend the method we do. Lastly, the employers surveyed said they had a connection to the employee. And this is where the role of the employment specialist can come in. While many prefer candidates with no history of legal involvement, exceptions can be made based on the employment specialist's relationship.
If it's somebody who has got something specific they want, I'll go knock on employers' doors and let them know the benefits of working with the folks that we work with. There are tax credits. There are training. We can go in and train with a person if the employer will let us in their facility.
As connections are established, specialists should track employer policies on hiring individuals with felonies, distinguishing between hard policies and opinions that may change. Avoid using stigmatizing language like felon, ex-con, or offender. Instead, refer to the client as a qualified job seeker who has made positive changes. Some clients may not want specialists to directly engage with employers, which is acceptable. In such cases, focus on confidence building and role playing.
I help with resumes. I help with interviewing skills, make sure they have the proper clothes for interviews. We do a lot of practice interviews to make sure that they're not going to be nervous for those.
It's crucial to affirm job seekers' efforts, address feelings of hopelessness and shame, and create a list of strengths and abilities.
Get together, meet and greet. I get to know them a little bit before, find their likes, their dislikes, their things that they're good at, things that they're not good at, their skills, their abilities.
But the biggest thing I would say, the help that you guys have given me was, constant support. Didn't, my background didn't scare you guys away like most people it would.
If somebody has a barrier due to a legal issue, the first thing we look at is how old it is. If it's current, we just have to be upfront with the employer.
Grew up in a pretty rough house. Drugs were pretty popular, so I was definitely picked on, but I was also abused by the guy that my mom was with, and I think that's where a lot of my violence started. Ended up getting in legal troubles for fighting. That was my first time ever getting in trouble. I got hurt at a young age, was overly prescribed by a doctor, got me into opiates, and it just, all my love, attention, everything went to drugs, and ended up getting in more legal issues, and I ended up doing a lot of things that I shouldn't have done on drugs. Basically, gave me the new charges that I had. It was, I think, 3 or 4 thefts, 1 breaking in and entering, just multiple charges I got. Ironically, a place of business I work at now, I was one that impounded my car. Never in a million years thought I'd work here, and ended up getting arrested, took me to jail. Really looking at it now to where I am at in life is just, it's baffling. It blows my mind still. I was in a medical facility. I graduated from there. It was a 31-day program. I went to counseling for a long time, still go there to therapy. I just remember coming to Rick's. I knew if I was going to succeed in life, I had to do something that I wanted to do. March of 19th, of this year, I'm 3 years close, which is huge. I've gotten to go back to Terror Treatment Center, where I went to rehab. Actually gave my life story to the guys that were sitting there and struggling through the same addiction and demons I was dealing with. I feel like I finally found my place in life. I enjoy everything about it. I enjoy getting up and going to work. There will always be stressful days, days where you don't want to be at work, but there's never a day I wake up and don't want to go to work. But yeah, I do pretty much anything. I mainly do mechanics. And then the towing is on the side, so it's 24/7 towing. I hope to be doing this for another, 20 years.
So he was a very good choice that I made. I hope that he stays with me for a long time.
So a small shop like this, or more so family than, employees. I go to their house, we have cookouts.
If you do it and it's successful, it's just a proud moment. Tells me how grateful he is, but I'm also grateful for him.
It's been phenomenal on everything that's happened to me in life. Like I said, from 4 years ago, losing everything I owned, the house I was getting evicted from, I actually ended up buying. Me and my wife bought, which it's crazy. We have another baby, and we're actually expecting, and we'll have a May, August 6th, I believe was her due date. Life is amazing right now, and, without, Tara, without your help, without Rick's, I wouldn't be as successful as I am today.